From the Oklahoman studios in Oklahoma City, I'm Mike Sherman, and this is the Thunder Update. Joining me from Houston, where we'll cover the Rockets Thunder game tonight, is our Thunder beat writer Anthony Slater. Anthony, Thunder's 3-0. Looking good so far, mostly. What has surprised you most about what you've seen from Oklahoma City this season?
Oh, how about DJ Augustin off the bench? There was some rumblings, and I might have been leading those rumblings about Cameron Payne maybe be stealing away the backup point guard spot. I'm still very high on Cameron Payne, but DJ Augustin's been great off the bench, really steady in all three games. He's hit 6 of his 9 threes. In the Orlando comeback that they had the other night, he played the whole fourth quarter, alongside Russell Westbrook for most of it as a 2-guard or pushing Westbrook to the 2-guard. But he's playmaking for others. He's really meshing well with Enes Kanter, and he's shooting it really well. And it's going to keep Cameron Payne inactive or outside the rotation for the foreseeable future if DJ keeps playing this well.
You mentioned DJ Augustin. He started off really well last year, and I think that added playmaking skill to the second team, and playing some with the starters really jumped out. But what also jumped out, Anthony, was his defensive shortcomings. And tonight in Houston, he's going to face a Rockets team that's very capable of stressing your perimeter defenders.
Capable, but not doing it lately. I mean, you mentioned the Thunder 0-3. The Rockets are one of only about 3 or 4 teams right now that are 0-3, winless. And not only are they 0-3, they're the first team, thinking about 20 years, to lose all 3 of their first games by more than 20 points. Lost to the Nuggets, the team the Thunder blew out last night. Houston lost to at home by 20. And they lost to Miami last night, blew a big lead. And I think they lost the second half 51-20. And the biggest reason for that is James Harden. He's shooting very poorly right now. He went 0-10 from 3 last night. I think he's 12 of 51 overall. We're talking about an MVP candidate, a guy who in preseason was saying he should have won MVP last year. So Houston, I mean, you can look at it 2 ways. Houston's struggling and the Thunder should have an advantage tonight, or Houston's desperate and they may come out firing tonight. So, it'll be interesting to kind of watch their energy level.
I had Kevin McHale as my coach on the hot seat. Does this slow start put him in any greater danger?
I think so. It's tough to make in-season coaching changes in the NBA, especially for a team that considers itself a contender. It's not in a rebuild because, you want a training camp to implement your system. If you get dropped in the NBA, it's not like the NFL where you get a game and then a week of practices and a game. There's a lot of times you don't even get practices in a week because there's just so many different games. I'd expect Kevin McHale to last through the season unless this thing just turns into just a complete disaster. But 0-3 is not a good start, and as you mentioned, he was kind of already being questioned before the season.
We've seen the Oklahoma City Thunder off to a 3-0 start. Anthony, Billy Donovan, and his move the ball, move the floor offense and philosophy have been seen in sort of patchwork. What do you think about it so far?
I think if you look at the offense as a whole, it's been great. I mean, they're right up there with the Warriors. I think 1-2 with offensive efficiency, point per possession, and the Warriors are looking crazy right now. I think it was good against the Spurs. I think it was really good against the Nuggets on Sunday night. The game you might want to question a little bit was the Magic game. The Thunder they were down 18 in the fourth, and they really went to some kind of a hero ball type mentality that we're used to in the past. And Billy Donovan, even after the game, was questioning, is that sustainable? Can we get 40 points from Westbrook and Durant a night? I don't think so. But, I think that's just – I don't know that that's on Donovan. I think that was just more the crisis mentality of Westbrook and Durant, who saw that they were losing by 18 to the Magic and just said, we're going to take over. It worked, so it's hard to blame them. But I think it's, as with anything, is a work in progress. But I think you see signs of growth, but it's certainly not a finished product as far as Donovan's system.
A marquee game tonight, Anthony, Thunder Rockets, but there's another one on the schedule this week. Of course, the Thunder's going to play the Raptors Wednesday night and then go to Chicago Thursday night, a TNT game. How does that one? How do the Bulls look so far?
All right. They're kind of in a somewhat similar spot to the Thunder as far as, they've been established as a contender, maybe not as well as the Thunder, but, they've been competing in the East the last few years. They fired their longtime coach this offseason, Tom Thibodeau, and they brought in a college guy, Fred Hoiberg, maybe not as established as Donovan, but they brought Hoiberg in to come and kind of spice up the offense. And it's been working. They're starting Nikola Mirotic and Pau Gasol. They're bringing Joakim Noah off the bench with Taj Gibson. They're loaded. Derrick Rose is, healthy for now. He's playing. Jimmy Butler's good. I mean, so this is a very talented team, probably what many would consider the second best team in the East behind Cleveland. And it'll be the Thunder on the second night of a back-to-back, on the fourth night of a 4 and 5 night journey going into Chicago. And I believe it's a TNT game. So, I think that's probably the marquee game of the week.
Okay, and Anthony, thanks. That's all for this Thunder update, but you can stay with the best coverage team every day at News OK and every morning in the Oklahoman.